but you guys pop out and you're like, "Hey, we need a third opinion because our heads are butting," and then I
Welcome to
get
the
to
Mere
plug in
Nonsense podcast,
episodes.
where Billy chimes in whenever he feels like. I think this is what episode like 9, 8. No, shit.
69.
I don't fucking remember. Z fucked it up last
I,
week.
I think this one is 9. I think last week was 8.
I think he said 9, but it was
Yeah, he
actually
said
8.
We'll
9.
go with 69.
It's
There we
it's
go.
all Z's fault for throwing us off. Z get accountable.
Blame Brad. He's the one that starts it.
You blame Brad. You started it last time.
Exactly.
Because I forced him.
He's
to.
the one that's supposed to start it.
So I wanted to just say one thing real quick. I like how this podcast has kind of ruined my personal relationship with Z to an extent, but helped my relationship with Billy a little bit. Because I don't talk to Billy normally throughout the week, and I get to talk to him during the podcast. I talk to Z a lot during the week, and we'll start talking. We'll be like, let's talk about this on the podcast because we need topics, and it always something pops up, and they're like, oh, this would be good for the podcast. So that fucking whatever.
Gotta give him the good old silent treatment.
Yep.
The cold shoulder.
Z, how was the baseball game today?
It was a lot more fun than I thought it'd be.
It was a more exciting game than it should have been, though.
That too, especially at the end. Like, oh man. So we get there. First of all, before we even get to the game, right? I wanted to go into the store to get some stuff for my nephews, and right before we get in line to like show our tickets and shit, there's this guy that's going around to a few different women. One was in my group. She had a purse that's like twice the size of a brick, and like that's what the guy was pretty much using, was like a brick size. Like, hey, if anything is bigger than this, you can't bring it in. And there were so many people that went in with a purse that was like twice the size as hers, or people just going in with backpacks. So I'm not really sure how that works, because that was just goofy as fuck in its own. But yeah, they ended up having to walk back to the car and just leave her purse there. I mean, besides that, it was a pretty fun experience. We get there. The tickets came with a free meal, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Yeah, and the crazy part is how fast it went by. Like, I was expecting it to just drag out, and I was just like, fuck, I hope I don't get bored here or anything like that.
Right.
But no, dude, I didn't even check my phone. I was just focused on every single play. And before I knew it, it was like 3 hours later. I'm like, holy shit, dude. Like, they're almost done with the game, and like it's almost this time, and it's just like, holy crap. It was pretty fun. The crowd definitely made it a lot better, because I mean, come on, when doesn't a crowd make things better in games, or you know?
So-
Who did you go and see today?
It was the White Sox versus the Indians.
Oh,
So
aren't they
today,
getting their name changed?
to the Guardians.
Yeah.
So one thing I don't know if you knew this, Z. That game is what clinched the Sox for the playoffs. That was their clinching game.
Oh shit!
So I'm sure you saw the big bat throw for the home run to win the game.
Yeah.
So that was an exclamation point on the fight, or the almost fight that happened earlier, and then an exclamation on this was our game. So Billy, the dude, hit a walk-off home run to win the game.
Mhm.
That clinches the Sox for the playoffs, and it puts them, I think, 9 games over the Indians in the
Holy
playoff
shit.
run.
Nice.
And dude hammers it out, and just the biggest bat flip of his fucking life. It was so fucking cool.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the crowd got hyped for that.
Yeah, I was never really into baseball. I actually went to a Sox game freshman year of high school out of nowhere, because like my cousin, he had an extra ticket at the time, and he just brought me along. I don't remember anything about that night either.
Yeah.
And then a few years ago, one of my brother's friends had a bachelor party. Part of the bachelor party was going to a Cubs game, and they invited me. They ended up getting some rooftop seats. And the problem with our rooftop seats was we probably had like the worst angle to watch the game
Yeah.
because a good chunk of it was blocked by the stadium itself.
Yeah.
So by the end of it, we ended up going down to the second floor at the bar because they had the TV and we were just watching it there and having some drinks.
Mhm.
But yeah, this was my third game and these seats were awesome.
Yeah. You guys got some pretty good seats. I forgot
Yeah.
what it was, but it was one of the baselines, right?
It was all the way in the back.
Which baseline?
Right.
base?
First base.
First base. Okay, so you're off first
Yeah.
baseline. Yeah,
Who's on
let's-
first?
The whatever the horse's name was Friday.
What's on second? I don't know who's on third.
Yeah. So I'm probably the bigger baseball fan of the three of you. And
100%.
I think baseball is okay. You know, the Cubs have been okay for the last couple of years, not super good like they were back in 2016, 2015. But
One year that they were good.
no, they were good for 4 or 5 years in a row. They just won in 2016. The sad part is they just traded Javi Baez, Anthony Rizzo, and Chris Bryant, and Kimbrel and Lester throughout the last couple weeks too. But that was sad because those were my actual three favorite players. So it's sad to see them go. But I would still like to the Cubs game as soon as I can, probably sometime next year.
There were a couple of teams though that traded like their top players. I was talking about this to one of my friends. He bets. I think he puts like $300 on every Mariners game for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And he was talking about I think like 3 other teams traded away their best players. It's
Yeah.
just like a trend going on for baseball right now for whatever reason.
Yeah. There was. I'm trying to think. The Dodgers just got, I think, another really good pitcher. I forgot his name, but the Dodgers are like one of the best, or they're either the best in the league or one of the best in the league. And they picked up just a really good player. Cubs traded 3 of their top players from the last few years, but they got some top prospects.
Mhm.
Guys who've only played for like a year or two, but they've been, you can go around them.
Right.
Honestly, I can't think of any trades off the top of my head. Hockey also just had its expansion draft, so the NHL, whenever they do an expansion, like they did with the Golden Knights a couple years ago, they'll do an expansion draft. Every team has to lose a player, but they can save a couple players. And this new team is the Seattle Krakens, so they kind of got shit picks. I don't expect them to do as good as the Golden Knights. But throughout this entire trade season, the Hawks actually got the Golden Knights goalie, which is not Jonathan Quick. What's his name? Marc-Andre Fleury. Fleury was a fantastic goalie 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and he's still good. You know, not top tier anymore, but he's still good.
Mhm.
But long story short is every single fucking Chicago team right now, except for maybe the Sox, are all building back up. And I like it, but I hate it. Because it's like you're taking all the players that I liked over the last 10 years and you're getting rid of them. But now it's like, okay, there's going to be new players I've got to like eventually. It's just sad to see him go. Like, I really like Javi Baez. I think he's one of my favorite players in all of sports in general. He's just a flashy, fun dude. But yeah, I'm glad you had a good time though. What'd you get for food?
Hot dog and chips.
So you always got to get a hot dog.
No.
Yeah.
Hot dog or pizza at any Chicago event.
Yeah.
Any baseball event's got to be a hot dog.
I always get I get hot dogs. Sometimes I get pizza, but I always make sure I get their maybe sometimes Cracker Jacks, but peanuts too. Like just normal baseball shit to get in
Yeah.
in the feel for
Fair
it.
enough. Yeah.
Get a beer. Oh,
Speak-
wait.
I
Speaking
got
of
a
food,
beer.
yeah.
I wasn't DD.
Speaking of food, though, did I send you a text about a place called Mojo's EC?
Yeah, I forgot to respond to that part, but yeah, I remember.
I was looking at it today. Like, I was gonna Uber Eats during work because I was fucking starving, and there's this place called Mojo's East that I really want to try. It's kind of like Baba's, right? Where it's a basket of fries, but it's buffalo chicken, like basically a buffalo chicken sandwich crumbled into a thing of fries, and then like the picture it shows is just the layers topped with hot sauce and buffalo on top, and the
Nice.
inner fat boy in me really wants to go.
You're making the
So,
inner fat boy in me want to go.
A really bad time afterwards.
Yeah. And then so their whole thing is Philly cheesesteaks. So they do Philly cheesesteaks, but then they do Philly cheesesteak fries. I like buffalo chicken, so I'm gonna do those. But
Yeah.
I'm excited
Philly
to
cheesesteak
eat
fries are
that
usually
and then shit for 4 hours straight. So
You know what's like a food I would really like to have just from like a mom and pop shop, I guess, in the city that like they would be known for is a Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah.
Dude,
Mhm.
like I mean not from like a restaurant like Jersey Mike's or anything like that, but
actual
like
Yeah.
yeah. Like home
I
like there's some soul into it, you know?
Yeah. I think we talked a couple weeks ago about food trucks.
Yep.
Like that's what I'm thinking when you say that is like a food truck of specifically Philly cheesesteaks.
I
Yeah,
wonder, is
that'd
there a
be
food
cool.
truck for that?
Oh, and everywhere.
I
Maybe
want
not
some
here.
everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what? That would be our time to let it be known in Indiana, Billy. We can throw in that food truck there.
Let's
Exactly.
see.
Um,
There's actually one really fucking close to. Well, okay, that's Charlie's Cheesesteaks. It's a little different.
it's
Is it
still
a truck though?
Charlie's isn't a truck. It's an actual like place.
Oh,
establishment.
well.
Yeah.
Fuck Charlie's.
Fuck Charlie.
We're not
yeah,
sponsored
yeah.
by Charlie's. Fuck Charlie's. Yeah, I like cheesesteak. My only problem is I really don't like onions, so I always have to be that guy. So it's
Can't
like,
have a
good-
good cheesesteak without good onions, though.
I know.
You're that guy, Brad.
I'll
God,
I'll
Brad,
deal
you
with a
ruin
lot.
everything that's
You know
good.
what though? You know what's also funny? So Brad and I growing up, we would go to Burger King when we were in high school, and anytime he got a Whopper or like a burger that had lettuce and tomatoes and onions, he would just like throw it out to the side, but then I would just add it onto my burger.
Just scrape it onto yours.
Yeah.
When it comes to like burgers, I'm really simple. Like I don't like the lettuce because I feel like it just brings like an unnecessary crunch to it. And then like onions, I just don't like onions on anything. And then
Love
tomatoes,
onions.
that also adds like an unnecessary like juiciness that I don't like. Unless, well, okay, so that's burgers, right? But if it's like a chicken sandwich, like think of something you would, or like a turkey sandwich, something you get from like Panera, right? Something
Mhm.
fresh, that's really good. I like
Yeah.
good tomato and lettuce on that. But burgers, I don't know. I'm really fat when it comes to like my burgers. Like I like buffalo blue cheeseburgers,
Oh
or
yeah.
or like the black and blue burgers we would get from Tilted.
Daddy say it's low.
I just had a Red Robin Supreme burger for lunch today.
Yeah,
Got
Red
that
Robin-
fried egg on top.
Red Robin has the best sauce.
Yeah, that campfire sauce. Oh
Mhm.
man,
I learned how to
that
make
thing's
it,
amazing.
and it's really
Yeah.
good. I haven't made it in a while, but it's
So
it's
what you're
definitely
saying is you guys are all gonna come down here. We'll grill and
Just
you'll
for
make
Red
that.
Robin.
Just for the Red Robin sauce. No, we'll grill and Brad will make the sauce.
Yeah, there we go.
works. I've been craving a good steak recently. Like a couple weeks ago, I tried getting Z to come out for Fogo de Chao or whatever.
Fuck,
It's
it's
all
during
you can eat
COVID.
Brazilian. It's fucking fine.
Hey, you're the one to talk when your fucking state didn't give a shit.
Right.
Yeah, but you're the one whose excuse is always, nah, not during COVID, you know?
Yeah. Well, we're all.
I mean,
we're
it's
all
a valid
vaccinated.
excuse. Like,
We're all vaccinated now, and it's not. It's still a serious thing right now, but obviously it's dying down.
Did you hear that the
the
Delta
Delta
variant's
virus.
still getting people that are
yeah,
vaccinated?
even people that are
Oh,
vaccinated.
yeah.
Yeah.
You still have a chance to get it, but it's the dumb fucks who are not vaccinated that are spreading this shit too.
Of course.
Yeah.
So
There's no herd immunity.
Hey, the
yet,
government
so
just wanted
whatever.
to change the batteries for the birds, all right?
all right, we're not
I was
getting back to
having
conspiracy
I was having a
theories.
conversation with some of my coworkers about that because like Lollapalooza was this weekend in Chicago, and dude, the pictures that they would put for like how massive the crowds were, it's ridiculous because it's like, fuck, all right, but like if that isn't cause for shutting down the state again, or at least the city, it's not gonna happen anymore. Like,
Mhm.
So Fauci came out and he said that even if it spreads as bad as it did before, like they would probably not consider shutting down simply for the fact of how fucking stupid people were the first time around. And
True.
because it won't help again because people will refuse to do it.
yeah,
And like I have no problem doing it. I'm already an introvert. I like staying indoors, but like
right.
so okay,
It's unfortunate.
yeah, with
I mean, like, look
Lala,
at the people that went for fucking spring break when it first came out the first time.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I remember specifically a video. There is this guy that he was being interviewed by some sort of media company.
Mhm.
It's just like if I get corona, I get corona. At the end of the day, it won't stop me from partying this weekend. Everyone shit on that dude's life to the point where he had to make a public apology in his Twitter.
Oh my god.
I think even Philip DeFranco added it in one of his episodes.
Oh yeah. I one thing that I've appreciated with this whole COVID thing has been the amount of Karen anti-COVID vaxxer videos that have come out of these Karens just getting shut the fuck down. They try to go to a Walmart and they get escorted out sometimes a
oh my
little more
God.
violently than they anticipated. So those are always fun.
Those will never disappoint.
But yeah, it like the Lollapalooza pictures that I've seen are literally thousands and thousands of people crammed into each other.
Mhm.
It's like if you've ever gone to a concert, it's like the mosh pit area up front. Like
Mhm.
sometimes
Yeah.
there's seats in the back, but there's a mosh pit area in the front. It's like that times 100, and it's like to me, I personally wouldn't go. Like I'll go to restaurants now without a mask. I'll go to Walmart without a mask. If there's an event with more than like a couple hundred people and I have to be shoulder to shoulder with somebody, I'm not.
Mask.
Like they could say Corona's 100% gone, and I'll still wait a couple months. Like
Yeah.
fuck that,
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
But I don't know. That's just me. But Billy,
Actually, going back to Lollapalooza real quick. So I follow this this Facebook page for like EDM music, and they always shit post on there, or they always post like the funniest videos that have to do with like festivals and stuff. And the last Lala before COVID hit, there was a video of a bunch of people that literally pushed down a whole fence so they can run into the festival without like paying for tickets or anything like that.
Yep.
And there was one security guard, one security guard there, right? Probably a good 100 or so people. And what does he do? He ends up catching a guy with one leg because he's the only person he can catch.
Oh, no. Wow.
That's so fucked up, man.
I mean, what are you doing there to begin with? Trying to stampede in.
You just see him hopping around, and then like he just stops. Like the guy doesn't even tackle him or anything. He just grabs him by the wrist and is like, "All right, that's it."
Yep. That's amazing.
I always said work smarter, not harder. Am I right?
I saw a video earlier today where a guy, I think it's at what, Grant Park. The guy buried a bottle of vodka at Grant Park a week before Lollapalooza, and he just unburied it today.
Yeah, a lot of people do that when they work with like setting up everything in that area.
Yeah.
They'll bring in a bottle or something and just like they'll mark it.
Yep.
Uh,
I mean,
it's
hey,
ridiculous.
makes sense.
Yeah.
The cost of some things. Like I remember, I've only been to a couple concerts, but I remember getting I think it was a tall boy, right? Call it like 24 ounces beer or something at a
Yeah.
concert, and it was 16 something bucks, some shit like that. Like it's
It's pretty expensive, yeah.
expensive as fuck. And then like the you went to the Cubs or the Sox game, you got a free meal if you wanted anything else. If you want a fry or a hot dog fry and a Coke, that is like 30-40 bucks for just that.
You know what the best part is? Like, if you wanted a healthier choice, it was more. So one of the people in the group was like, "Hey, I don't want the Coke. I just want water." So he's like, "Yeah, you got to pay for
Yeah.
that." So, what
That's how it
kind of
always
donkey
is.
dick shit is that, man?
Yeah, if a large Coke is 10 bucks, a bottle of water is like 12. It's stupid.
Yep.
But
Man,
I don't know.
People wonder why America's fat.
right?
I
To make the
fucking wonder.
unhealthy choices cheap as fuck,
Yeah.
and then the healthy choice is just expensive. I mean, look at Whole Foods.
Yeah, and some people are like, "Oh yeah, it's so cheap to like go out and buy your own groceries and make healthy foods too." But
I have a tiny fucking kitchen and a tiny ass fridge that I can't like meal prep at all. Like if I wanted
Yep.
to try to be healthy and try to meal prep and try to be productive with my fucking life, that would work for 1 week, and then I would sit and cry for the next one as I'm eating a fucking burger from McDonald's.
a large burger with a
Oh,
large
man.
fry.
You guys remember when they actually had a value menu? When like a McDouble was only $1?
I mean, don't
And
they
now
still
it's-
have their $1, $2, and $3 menu?
Yeah,
God.
but it's not the same. It's not like how it used to be.
Yeah, the $1
'Cause-
fry is like 4 fries.
Yeah.
But
But-
do you remember when they had the fucking supersized meals?
Yep.
I don't remember those at all, but I do know about it, obviously, because
Super
school
Size
likes
Me.
to show you Supersize Me. But yeah, I never saw those sizes in person.
I did see them in person a couple times.
hmm
My dad, I think, would get them every now and then.
Yeah.
But like the fact that that even existed for a little while is just fucking stupid. Like we're what I don't know if we're number 1 anymore, if we're number 3 now or some shit for most obese country, but like something's got to change. And it's these big ass companies that are getting billions pumped into them that are coming out with products that have what's that one ingredient that makes things like really good and really addicting? It's like MG something.
GMOs.
No,
No.
I don't remember.
MG. That's what I was like. MG. GMOs.
GMOs.
So they're-
Fuck.
I don't know if they've been outlawed or what, but their companies used to pump in like a certain ingredient or certain chemical and make it where
Gotcha.
it's a little more addicting and it's a lot more fattening. Oh, also sugar. Sugar is the biggest thing in America.
Well, you know what? Michelle Obama helped out a lot. Because, like, I remember 6th grade, this drastic change.
Eighth
This,
grade.
yeah. But this drastic change where you had, like, all the really good drinks in the vending machine. And then the
Mhm.
following year, nothing but diet.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the fucking oh my god! And we like no longer had cheeseburger days. We had they got rid of that square pizza that we had.
Yep. So going into college or into high school, I was like asking my sister about things, and I was asking her about food. She's like, "Oh yeah, the food's great. There's like you could get like a
Man.
burger from one place, you can get a pizza from another, and then there's like a shake. You could get, and then I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, that sounds fucking dope. No,
Mhm.
the same fucking year, and I'm like, okay, for good reason.
Yeah.
I can't hate.
But it
too
was just
much for
like, your sister and my brother had it good. Whereas like all this shit that's just man,
that. Yep,
it's upsetting.
it
The inner
is.
fat boy in me died.
Well, now the outer fat boy, and he was still alive. So there you go.
I redeemed myself after high school.
There you go. I'm hungry, man. I've barely eaten today. So I got Taco Bell for lunch, just because I like their nacho fries and they're back for a long time.
Hmm.
And I ate all the nacho fries, which is like just a small thing, and then I had like beefy 5-layer burrito and a taco. I didn't touch the taco, and I had half of the 5-layer burrito. That was it. That's all I've eaten today.
Nice.
So you're saying you still got the rest?
Oh, it's long gone.
Oh, is
You
it?
you can't get those scraps. I fucking garbage disposal those down.
I was gonna say you could go ahead and eat them.
So now you guys are just making me fucking hungry. What's your like? I think we kind of talked about this before, but like, what's your favorite like fast food place? Or like place
Like
to,
when
or
you
like
say
place to.
fast food.
Okay, so I'll expand. A fast food or a place that you could like actually like
Like a restaurant.
a restaurant, but not hoity-toity, right? Like if you're to ask me, I'd say Morton Steakhouse. Morton Steakhouse has $100 steaks. Like, of course, I'm gonna like that.
Yeah,
But
but like
you know,
Red
like-
Robins.
You know who
Yeah.
could answer that fast? Non-fat people. We're all kind of fat here. Emphasis on kind of.
and
I mean, I could tell you like the tops that I have for certain styles. Like
Yeah.
if I want sushi, I'll go to Kodo, which is the sushi place that's next to me. If I want a good burger, then I'll get Red Robin.
good
If
burger.
I want a fast burger, then like Burger King or McDonald's.
That's so upsetting to hear. When you
What
want
burger?
a good burger, you go to Red Robin.
I mean, a good burger around me, like
Yeah.
Right.
for a fast kind of like restaurant joint.
How dare
There's,
you, Indiana?
There's actually a really good burger shop in Elmhurst. It's on a corner, and it's one of those where you can't go inside. It's like outside only. And
Oh, I love those.
right, like the like those little. It's not even cheap, but like you think it's cheap because of how it looks.
Yeah.
They have some of the best fucking burgers. I always get chili cheeseburgers from them in the middle of
Ooh.
work, and I had to extend my break by 30 minutes because I had a shit afterwards. So that place is good. I agree. Like McDonald's still to me is like the best, just fastest thing to get. Next
Mm.
to, well, for me, but if I were to pick, it'd be Wendy's would be best, because they have
Wendy's?
more options. Wendy's.
Drag across your face.
But no, like Loki, like actually like Wendy's. Like the burgers are good, but they have really good like chicken sandwiches. And I get it's a jalapeno chicken sandwich, so it has jalapenos, some hot cheese sauce on there, and then
Tomato.
no fucking tomato.
And
then,
You gotta make sure there's tomato on it.
The one I do like those thin fried onions on burgers. I like those. That's enough onion for me. But like the fried takes over on the onion taste, so I think that's why I like it more.
Yeah.
Agree.
For fast, I don't know.
Yes, it's fuck boy.
I mean, I'd probably have to agree with you on the Wendy's part, but for like a good burger around me, between Portillo's and Five Guys.
Oh, I've got a Five Guys next to me too.
Brad's never going back to Five Guys after that last time.
What are you doing at
We're
Five
going
Guys?
on what, like 4 years, 5 years now?
Just like 2 or 3. I got food
Nice.
poisoning,
Oh, yeah, that's
and
understandable.
it was the food poisoning that I think that's the one that made me throw up. I've thrown up like twice in the last actually 20 years, I think. One of them was because of kidney stones. I got pumped up with a lot of drugs, and I all of it out. And then the other one,
Nice.
I had Five Guys, and it was one of those where I was like shitting and puking at the same time. Like
I've
I
had
had
that
to-
one before.
like I had to like switch, in between.
Yep.
Um,
You gotta have those nice long toilet bowls so you can just tuck in. Or a sink nearby.
It's so stupid.
Yeah. that wasn't fun. I do like Five Guys, but my thing is like people like overhype their fries. Like I think they're okay. Like their Cajun fries are good, but like I don't like that style of fry with how soggy they feel. I like I don't know, like McDonald's has a good fry where it's like kind of crunchy, but not like super hard, if you know what I mean.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Portillo's has good fries, but specifically for the cheese. Right? You can't go to Portillo's without getting a cheese fry.
Right.
You know what? Scratch down the best burger around. Best burger around. There's this restaurant called Ted Montana's Grill.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
but it was like what a it's a bison burger though, right?
There's between that or a beef burger if you
Yeah.
didn't want bison, but
Okay.
they're both super good, man. Like they have that. They have choices of like steak, whatever. It's just some country food. It's pretty good.
Like
I
it's
really
like
I
a
like
don't
it.
think I've
southern.
ever had a bison burger.
It's a really it's it's got like a fancy kind of establishment on the inside, but I mean no one really goes there dressing up fancy, but yeah.
If I remember
I
correctly,
mean shit, next time you come over, Billy, we can try it out.
Yeah,
if I
do
remember
that.
correctly, Ted Montana's is a very small menu though. Not a lot of
Uh
options.
I don't remember.
And
So
that just means that
I
the food they
normally
do
just get
makes
their
good,
burger
right?
there.
yeah, my favorite places are the ones where you can get a lot of options.
Yeah.
When I worked at Midway, there was a place I think it was just called like Beefy's or something like that. Um, you walked in and there was like a pizza carousel where you could get a slice. They had like pasta, but then they had gyros, then they had like steak, and then they had burgers and Italian beef, and like they had. And if you look at the menu, it's front and back the entire thing, like no pictures, no like fancy anything. It's all just words straight on both
Mhm.
sides. It's just food, and that I've wasted so much fucking money at that place. I also went there because it was the only place that had like decent free Wi-Fi, and that was back before. That was when I was on my parents' plan and I didn't have unlimited. So I would just go there and watch, hockey games on my phone.
Nice.
Kind of like
Man.
low key. I'll drive. Oh, I'm going to fucking Midway on Tuesday. I would go there.
No balls, you
What
won't.
what for?
I gotta drop my parents at the airport.
Mhm.
Which actually, they're going to visit my brother. My brother sold his house, so I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do. My brother is technically homeless, living in an RV right now. Like,
They're just gonna sit on the bench outside the RV the entire time.
right?
They're
I
gonna
mean,
sleep in the driver and passenger seat.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. And for reference, like my brother's like, let's just say decent, well off, right? So it's not like he sold his house and he's like homeless. No, he's fine. It's just they kind of want to just do their own like RV thing right now. Their kids are homeschooled, so they're gonna kind of travel a little bit and uh, have fun with that. So it's kind of cool.
Wasn't there a show where it might have been a cartoon, but like they're in an RV and there's like 6 beds inside that pull out. There's like 1, 2, 3 on each side.
Trying to, I
Yeah,
feel like
I wouldn't doubt that that's an actual thing.
I feel like that's like multiple shows. Like I could think of like a cartoon that looks like that, but then I could also kind of think of like a real life
Hmm.
situation of that. But like there are people who
Right.
like will make these like big ass RVs and they'll turn it into a living space.
Hmm.
Like I think Z talked about a couple weeks ago with the like it was like a bus, right? Wanted to not a bus or
No,
a
I've
van.
seen I've seen people do that with a bus, like just
Yeah,
a school bus just being gutted out completely and then turning it into like an RV, their very own home in there.
yeah.
I saw a
Which
video about that the other day too.
yeah.
Some of the RVs though that the company I work for make, like, so as a developer, one of the things I had to do is I had to go and on the plant floor and walk through an inspection with them so I could get an idea on what I was coding behind, what I needed to account for, blah blah blah. And they were walking through like some of those finished products for the RVs, like it's got an actual living space area, like a living room that's bigger than some houses, like bigger than my living room. And it's an RV.
Crazy.
And then at night, it fucking you can pull down the top. There's a bed over there. You can pull on the top for the other side. There's a bed. There's like speakers on either side. Beds pull out on the side. Like nuts. Like
So you're thinking of real life is when you ask that question.
I get. Well, I mean, they weren't like stacked on top of each
Yeah.
other at the sides, but
Wasn't
Yeah, what's the dwarf's name from Jackass?
Mini Me?
Because
Not Mini Me. Vern Troyer.
so that's not.
Nope, the
That's
other
not
one.
Jackass.
Rest
The
in
other
peace,
one.
Vern.
Rest in peace, Vern. You're right.
I forgot his name.
Wee
but-
Man. Wee Man.
Is it Wee Man? Okay,
Man.
because there are actual companies out there just like getting Sprinter vans and turning them into a mobile home, pretty much, and they ended up doing something like that for Wee Man, and they ended up doing like a mini mini documentary on it. Oh man.
I love you, Wee Man. I just want to say that now. You're one of my favorite parts
Jason
about Jackass.
Acuna.
Okay, so I never watched Jackass. I know about it, and it just never really caught my attention. But she who shall not be named, when I dated her, we ended up going to a disc replay, and for anyone that doesn't know about it, there's a disc replay in our area it's pretty much just used video games, used movies, stuff like that, and
Other tools.
ended up getting Jackass DVD and played it. The first and only thing I saw from that fucking thing will be the last fucking thing I see for Jackass, because
Was it the shit?
No, it
Oh.
was fucking Steve-O making a vomit omelet.
Yeah.
So what he did was he was preparing that shit. And actually, not even preparing it. He took a fucking big ass bite from an onion. He cracked an egg and just like drank that shit. He pretty much had all the ingredients in his stomach and then puked it all out into a fucking frying pan.
Jesus.
And they actually he actually took a. I'm like, you fucking watch this stuff, dude? Like, no, that's one and done for me.
I don't
Should have seen the
remember.
Poo Poo Supreme.
Yeah, I don't remember if it opens with this or if it's like one of the hard cuts. But there's one where they set up like a little. I'm gonna call it like a clay area, or it's semi-realistic when you look at it. Like, if it wasn't so zoomed in, you would think it was actually like people in a town, but it's like either made out of clay or whatever. It's a prop, and it like slowly zooms out to just someone shitting on top of it.
I just remember that one.
Oh god, I hate Jackass so much. There's the one where Steve-O, I think it was Steve-O, wore like an astronaut helmet where it was attached via tube to one of the dude's asses.
Oh,
The really fat dude, and he was farting into it, and it made
Oh,
Steve-O throw
God.
up. And after, like, he was throwing up in the fucking helmet, right? After
Uh-huh.
he took the helmet off and they like zoomed in, he shit in the fucking tube.
oh my god, dude.
It's so gross.
Some of the shit they did in there was disgusting. Like, there's one where I think it was Steve-O. One of them was sitting inside of a porta potty, and they attached cables to it. You know, like when you go
Yeah.
diving. Fucking launched it in the air,
Yep.
and it's just launched.
Uh-huh.
Shit's getting everywhere. It was like a full porta potty. Just he gets out of
Oh
it, and
my
he's just
God.
covered.
That one might have actually been Johnny Knoxville. He didn't usually do all the gross ones, but I think he did that one.
They did that one like twice.
Yeah, it's so gross. Like, I do like some of the pranks that they would pull on each other. Like, and this is kind of mean, but Bam Margera is deathly afraid of snakes. and they got like the biggest fucking boa constrictor they could find and put him in a room with it. And he's like, no.
Did they push him into a snake pit too?
I think so.
Oh,
Yeah.
There's like
shit.
all non-venomous snakes, but they pushed him into a pit, and he's like,
Yep.
Oh my god.
I think they did the scene again in the trailer for the newest one. I think it's called Jackass Forever or something. But Johnny Knoxville just has a thing with bulls, where he'll get into the fucking ring with the bull, and the bull always just almost gores this guy every single time. Like you see him go in there, he'll put on like the red shirt and everything, you know, the whatever, and the bull every scene is just him going just flying across the fucking room. But
Oh shit. You know what's a because Jackass was a show, right?
yeah,
It
It wasn't just movies.
MTV
Okay.
first,
So-
then movies.
A show that's like super underrated. It's kind of in the spectrum, but no one really talks about it. Is I think it's called Scarred with the
Yeah,
lead singer of Papa
Papa
Roach.
Yep.
That was
that's-
pretty intense.
That was another MTV one. That also moved over to G4 at one point. That one, like you see, like it's like kids talking about like recreating like their injury shit, and then seeing like the picture, and seeing the X-rays, and like some of the dumbest shit. Like the ones that come to mind are like the kid who, you know, tried doing like he tried grinding his skateboard on a rail, and like basically it hard cut to like his nut exploding, and it's showing like him only having half a fucking nut on an X-ray, like stuff like that.
Yeah, there was some gnarly like falls on people's faces. Just people always trying to do like the biggest jumps across like giant sets of stairs, and they just completely fuck it up and just meet crayon on the ground.
Can
Scorpion.
we just talk about how we used to like do like kind of parkour, right? Like we got into a parkour phase, but we did a lot of dumb shit, and none of us walked out with injuries ever.
Right.
You know, like from and like you and I used to wrestle on like concrete.
Oh my god,
Like,
yeah.
the shit that you can endure when you're in your like teens is just insane. Like if I can't think about running for more than a quarter mile without my legs hurting from just thinking about it, right?
Yeah. Man, I remember this wasn't even wrestling, but there was a party at a friend's house, and local garage band was playing. It's not the one where you got hurt, Brad. You can tell that after this, but
I don't have to talk about that one. It's fine. Later, Jay.
So it was one of our buddies, I think it was his birthday party, but anyways, they had one of our bunch of our friends that set up their garage band. They put it in the basement, they were playing it, and everyone was just moshing. And there's this big ass black dude, like fucking 6 something, dude. He was always rougher than most, just because he's bigger than everyone and no one's gonna do a damn thing. He fucking sees me one time in that mosh pit, literally fucking, you know, Hadoukens me pretty much across the whole fucking the whole floor, and I end up landing on some chairs and like spilled Fanta or whatever. I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude.
God.
And then they get the scrawniest dude ever. We're talking like a twig. Like he cannot defend himself if he wanted to. All the fucking jocks ended up grabbing him. They lifted him up like he was crowd surfing, and they just kept shoving him into the ceiling.
The ceiling was so low. Like the ceiling was maybe 6 feet ish, maybe like 6 feet like 3 or something. But it was a low
Yeah.
ceiling, and this like he probably weighed like 80 pounds back then, and they're just pushing him into the
It's just
ceiling.
for no reason at all, just squishing him in the ceiling.
So same party. We were playing. It's called Flex Hacky Sack, and it's hacky sack. But what you're trying to do is you're trying to get somebody to miss it and try to like go for it. And if you do that, you start the entire group starts punching them until they're able to pick the hacky sack up. So some people would do some like shitty tactics of like if they miss it, they'll kick it across the room so everyone can beat the shit out of him until he runs across the room and grabs it. Same big black dude, right? His name's Jeremy. So Jeremy, again, I'm also really small and scrawny at this point, and this dude is maybe like the biggest guy I've ever seen in my life. His very first move, whenever you go to miss it, is a nut shot, and this man, my life flashed before my fucking eyes because it dropped in front of me, and I started to flex for it, and you saw him from like across the circle from me, right across the circle, barreling towards me, winding up, going for, and I pick it up and he stops himself, and I'm like, ah! And I'm like, I don't play it anymore.
You almost had your testicles explode that night.
Yeah.
He was always the guy to go like the extra mile for roughhousing, but probably one of the coolest guys to meet there.
One of the nicest guys I've met too. You know, like he was a generally cool dude.
Right. On top of that, mind you, like we said, fucking big black dude can fucking kickflip like there's no tomorrow. He was just skating back and forth that day too, or that time.
This guy was probably almost 6 foot, probably like 200 something pounds at the age of like 13. Like big fucking guy. And just like again, like can gore you and might, but also a big teddy bear at the same time.
Right.
Scary dude if you ever piss him off.
Billy was, 6 feet tall, 180 pounds,
I was never 6 foot, but I used to be like 170, pure lean muscle. Now I'm 260.
Well, you started hanging out with us, so you lost a couple inches, just so you know.
Well, that wasn't on height, though.
I think it is a thing. What?
And no comment, Brad?
No, it's fine.
Did you see his face?
I just think it's a thing that whoever is around us becomes shorter, and like just they come down to our level, you know.
It's from leaning in, to get on your level and talk to you. The disc compress.
I'm happy we found out that Scott is our same exact height.
Yeah.
So now we have another short king in the group, okay?
Short king.
Not to confuse with a short cake.
Yeah, right?
Stop talking about fucking food. I'm hungry, dude. Like,
cheesecake. What's your favorite cake, Brad? What's your favorite cake?
I don't like cake.
What's your favorite pie?
He likes my cake.
Pumpkin. Love pumpkin
pie. Pumpkin pie is good choice.
If I would you count like cheesecake as cake?
I mean, it's got
that
a pie
in the name, but yeah,
same,
I would think it's a pie.
Yeah.
I'm okay with cake. Like I'm the guy where if I had a birthday cake, I'd have one slice and I'd never touch it.
Yep.
Again.
Okay, but like, have you ever had tres leches cake? It's a Hispanic cake where
like goat milk, cow milk, and
oh fuck yeah, and your mama's milk. It's just the whole shebang, the trio, the holy trinity. And dude, it is the best thing ever. You got to try it at least once in your life because it definitely is something different from your regular cakes that people just bread and icing on top.
Two like Mexican culture things that I really enjoy. I love horchata and I love churros, especially like fucking combine those.
Oh yeah,
good.
I don't think I've ever had horchata.
Good. Very good.
Are you fucking kidding me, Bilky? Oh my days!
Oh my days!
Oh my! As our good friend Carson would say, "Oh my days!"
What was the other thing he said after we started calling him out on that?
What? What else would he say?
changed it up. He's like, I have to change it up because you guys keep making fun of me. So he started making fun of him for that one too.
I don't know, but I know what you're talking about. But I just can't think of what he was saying.
I can't remember either.
Oh man.
So horchata is basically is there milk in horchata?
I thought it was milk
evaporated.
with some.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah, I thought it
evaporated
was
milk,
some kind
but
of milk with extra stuff.
cinnamon.
Yeah,
and
it's cinnamon, evaporated milk, vanilla extract, and I don't know what else. There's one thing.
If you go to any mom and pop like Mexican shop, they'll have it.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
there's a
Those are
couple
the- those are the
Mexican
best
shops
ones.
around me that have it too, but I've just
Those are the best
never
ones,
had it.
honestly. Just because they're sweeter. And I mean, if you get stuff like if you try it homemade, most of the time it's not gonna taste like the stuff from the restaurants. But I think the restaurants have the best version of it.
Yeah. There's a taco place by actually I used to work in Elmhurst and then I got a new job towards Elmhurst, but I work from home. Really good taco shop. It was I think every Thursday it was like $1.50 tacos, and they have some of the best and churros and horchata. But I fucking forgot to go there for my training when I was there because they fed us every single day for training, so I never thought about it. But like I will literally drive 45 minutes if I remember. How did we get back on food? God fucking damn it.
Well, piggybacking off of your Elmhurst, so I actually went to Elmhurst once when I was in college.
Elmhurst
My
College?
yes,
Was it for
my,
a ROTC meet?
No, it was for a
What?
computer science thing.
For an ROTC meet?
Oh,
My
Nazi?
my class for computer science, Elmhurst College was hosting whatever the competition was. It was like the statewide competition for everyone in Illinois, all the colleges, blah blah blah. It was like my freshman year. But when we went out there, we had a couple of teams who like placed in the top 5, and because of that, the prof took us out to an Italian place in Elmhurst. I can't remember. I think it was like La Francesca's or something like that.
Yeah. Place is
Best
good.
Italian food I've ever been to. Like I
Place is
went up
good.
there again with Hannah just because I enjoyed it that much.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I've been there once.
Yeah,
It
Francesca's
was
is
pretty
good.
good. Yeah.
Nothing beats Olive Garden, best Italian food out there.
Oh yeah, is that what it is? Family.
You know what?
Some would say
Uh.
family restaurant.
Nothing beats Italian made marinara sauce.
I don't know if that's a joke
I
or
mean,
not, but
it's a joke. I don't think they like the idea of marinara sauce.
do they not? I don't know if that. Like,
I mean,
They like
Like, they
Parmesan.
make their own
we
sauce.
Americanized marinara sauce on pizza. It was originally just tomatoes.
oh yeah, that's true, I guess. But our pizza is fucking better than whatever version they had anyway. So
Yeah, right. What do they know?
fucking Italians.
Nothing.
They only know how to
What do those
gym tan and
fucking
laundry.
guys know.
Have you guys seen that? There's a TikTok of a chick who's married or engaged to an Italian.
Her husband,
And she's always fucking with him.
fiance,
Yeah.
She's always like warming up my fiance's sauce, and he's like, "What are you doing? Why are you warming up my sauce?"
So actually, I learned. So obviously, this means like "fuck you," right? But I learned. I learned that if you just do it like once, or like it's like the way you do it. For Italians, it actually means like "tell me more." And I don't know. That's just a smart bit that I learned.
Makes
but,
sense.
That the guy like she. So when you make pasta, right? Like angel hair pasta. You keep it long, you put it in the pot, and then it eventually like soften and fall into it, right? There was one where she broke it in half,
Yep.
and she's like, "Ah, mi amore, what are you doing?"
You ruined the pasta. He's like, "What, amore?"
The
Oh,
princess
man.
is in the castle.
Right now in Mexico, there's this meme. I'm pretty sure it's in other like Hispanic countries and stuff, but there's this meme going on about they call it La Toxica, which is pretty much the toxic girl. And they're just like it's just a ton of memes about it, like, what you can't you can't settle down for a normal relationship. You need la toxica. You, you shouldn't be doing this because toxica is gonna come in, she's gonna fuck you up. It's pretty much just, you know the toxic female is just gonna beat your ass if you do something that she doesn't agree with. But
So when you
yeah.
say that, I'm picturing a combination of the Dos Equis guy,
Mhm,
but then also like La Llorona.
mhm.
So
Yeah, no, they
she's like,
fucked. It's
I-
actually embedded in the lore. They fucked.
See, I actually was thinking of
Stay thirsty, my
that one
friends.
obsessive girlfriend.
stay,
The over obsessive girlfriend.
stay abused, my friends.
Like, actually, it kind of goes perfectly together. Because stay thirsty, my friends. But La Llorona, she ended up drowning her kids.
Stay thirsty, my kids.
Oh man,
Oh god.
what is a good, I guess, folklore legend that you can think of?
Like
You know,
just
I
like
used
an
to.
interesting one.
Yeah, an interesting one. Because I know there's chupacabra for Mexico, which is
He
the
just eats
funniest,
goats.
fucking shit ever. I remember having this conversation with a friend a long time ago about why Mexico doesn't have their own NASA, and it's like, well, I mean, why would they? They're spending all their time focused on la chupacabra. But uh,
Like I don't know, man. Like I can't even, now that you like say it, I can't even fucking think of, like there's Nessie, right?
yeah,
Um,
Nessie's the OG.
like that's an interesting one because like there's there it could just be a species of like animal that like goes very far deep underwater or some shit and we can't find it, but like at the same time
Right.
like where it's supposed to be, Loch Ness or whatever is doesn't go that deep for like
Right.
for they like scanners or whatever. At least I don't think so. I don't fucking know. I think there's like some
Our
theory
Lord
where
and Savior Cthulhu.
I think there's some theory where it there's like a connecting, it's like a connecting lake or pond or whatever that goes to the ocean and that's where she comes from. But
Hmm.
why are you so
Piggybacking off of that,
why are you so out of focus, Billy?
I don't know. Did it just happen? Huh?
Yeah.
Weird. It's
know.
focusing in on like I don't know,
Nah, I couldn't tell you. Maybe if I
Vacuum?
backed up.
vacuum.
It's not
No.
a vacuum. Even the
No, it's
vacuum's
not. It's
blurry.
out of focus completely.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
I don't know.
this. I think this happens with my camera. Let me see if I
That's
can.
alright. What fuck. Okay,
There we go.
my name tags got messed up.
Um,
Sorry. Go ahead.
but there are some people that speculate that the Loch Ness monster or Nessie is actually just a whale dick. Because what whales do is they come to the surface and they just plop it out. So there's people that all because of like when like sailors from the old days would explain it, and it's like these big veiny creatures coincides
A
with
whale
dick.
cack. Oh man.
So interesting tidbits with mere nonsense.
I don't know, like so local. I mean the Yeti, but that's like
Um,
the cold country's version of Bigfoot, and
right. Fucking
um,
Bigfoot.
actually, so this is a bit of a derail, but you guys played Skyrim, right?
Yeah.
So I've been kind of wanting to play again recently, to do like a magic run or something because I haven't done one in a long time. But like me saying Yeti also reminded me of. You remember going up to High Hrothgar for the first time to learn a shout and just getting bombarded by that one fucking Yeti that killed like can one shot you? Fuck that
Yeah.
guy. Fuck that
Fuck
guy.
that guy in
When
particular.
Dark Souls comes into Skyrim.
Yep. So you get well. So the game is built around like, hey, you should probably explore before you do this, but it doesn't tell you that. So then you get up there, and I learned that it killed my companion like way too late. Like I ended up running away and I ended up getting in a high Hrothgar or whatever. And for the longest time, I didn't realize it killed my fucking companion. And your companions stay dead. So I don't know, but there's I mean La Llorona is kind of a cool one. That's just like basically like Mexican boogeyman almost. What's Babadook? Is that like a German?
Oh, it's Russian.
It's Russian.
Yeah, the Babadook's Russian, like the Russian boogeyman.
Yeah. John Wick.
Yes.
Yeah, John Wick.
But Babadook ain't got shit on I don't know, man. This
Doodle?
Baba Ganoush, eh?
the Baba Ganoush.
The Baba Ganoush.
I'm hungry and I'm tired.
Again, yeah. Fair
And
enough.
we're at an hour. So then the Mere Nonsense podcast. We'll see you guys next week. Any finishing thoughts, ladies?
No.
Well, interesting conversations today.
I'm very much enjoying this podcast. I hope you guys are too.
Oh, very
Same.
much so.
Like,
I'm actually also excited. I bought a Secret Labs chair that'll be coming in September.
Oh shit.
Yeah, pre-ordered
Moving
their
up in
new
life.
2022 chair
All right.
Oh.
because I'm a fat ass. I had to get the biggest chair they have.
Yeah, fair enough.
Did I tell you about the chair that I got for Kara at least?
No,
It's called the Shack chair. It's literally
For Kara
400.
at least.
Well, it was gonna be for both of us, but it ended up turning into just hers because she works with it. But it's a $400 chair, and it's built by like Shaq and his company, and it's fucking massive. And it's built for guys who are like 6 feet and over, and like just sitting, like me sitting in that, like I'm like I feel so small, but it's comfortable. But
sleep on that thing, curl up in a ball.
But yeah, no, this has been fun. You know, I am excited to keep doing it. Again, like
yeah.
I like being able to at least talk with Billy a little bit more throughout the week. So
Right.
I refuse to go to a stream. So creating twitch.tv/creating_habit, by the way.
Shut your mouth.
I'd love to see where we're at a year from now. See how well we've I guess grown with this podcast.
And if we're still at our 8 viewers, you know, it's fine.
Okay, dude.
I am very much enjoying just talking with the boys every week. Catching
Right.
up, you know, on shit that we normally don't talk about. So
Hell yeah,
Or
brother.
stuff that you guys put off until the podcast.
I mean, come on. Who wouldn't?
Alright, I'm gonna go get some of that fucking Baba Ganoush shit.
Baba Ganoush.
Fuck on out of here. So, bye guys.
Deuces.